Hi friends, in this video, we will learn how to traverse a list in Python. List traversal is the process of visiting every item in a list, usually starting from the first item to the last item and executing some instruction on the accessed item. Python provides two ways to traverse a list: direct traversal and location or index based traversal. Let us check out each of these traversal methods in detail. In direct traversal, each item of a list is accessed directly and sequentially using the for statement. For example, let us assign the list containing items string cat int 1, float 3.0 and boolean true to a variable L. Now, using the for statement for item in L, we can directly traverse the list L one item at a time. For each item, we will execute an instruction. In this case, we will print the item. Let us now execute the code. You can observe how each item is displayed one by one, starting with string cat followed by the rest of the items 1, 3.0 and true. Now, let us try to modify the items of a list during direct traversal. We will replace the print statement with assignment statement where each accessed item is assigned a new value integer 1. Now, when we print the list L, the result returned is the original list with no modification. This is because the variable name item is just referencing an item of the list. When you reassign its value, a new object is created and the name item just references it. The original list remains intact. So, during direct traversal, you cannot make any modifications to the list. We can address this issue using the next type of traversal, which is location based or index based traversal, in which we increment the value of index starting from 0 as long as it is lesser than the length of the list. This index value can be used to access the item at that index in a list using the index operator. Also, an item at any index accessed using this method while traversal can be modified. Either for or while statement can be used for index based traversal. In case of for statement, we iterate over a range object which provides a sequence of integers starting from 0 to length of list minus 1. The sequence can be used for index based traversal. Let us take a look at the program. Let us assign a list containing items string cat int 1 float 3.0 and boolean true to a variable L. Now, create a range object which provides a sequence of numbers which starts at 0, increments by 1 and stops before reaching the length of the list. Using for I in range len L, iterate over this sequence. The variable I represents the index value which can be used to access an item using index operator. Inside the for statement, we print the item accessed using the current index I along with its type. Next, we modify the item into a string using the built-in str function. Finally, outside the for loop, we output the modified list. Let us now execute the code. You can observe how each item and its data type is displayed one by one, starting with cat, which is of type string, followed by 1, which is of type integer, followed by 3.0 of type float, followed by true of type bool. Finally, the modified list L is displayed, which contains string cat, string 1, string 3.0 and string true. Note how all items have been modified into strings. While statement can be used to traverse a list by iterating on the value of index till it reaches the index of the last item. Let us take a look at the program. Let us assign a list containing items string cat int 1 float 3.0 and boolean true to a variable L. Now, assign the starting value of index, that is 0, to index. Now, the while statement along with the condition index less than length of list is specified. This means that the while code block will run as long as the condition is satisfied. We print the item corresponding to the current value of index, post which we increment the value of index by 1, and the loop continues as long as the value of index is less than the length of the list. Let us now execute the code. You can observe how each item is displayed one by one, starting with cat, followed by 1, followed by 3.0, and finally the value true.